I think it's in the eye of the beholder. And I think it's in what is very useful is to just take a step back when you look at different businesses. Just take a step back on the nature and quality of the business. Buffett says that there are some businesses that are so easy to run, and that you could have an idiot running those businesses, and they would just keep doing well. I mean, if you are a Coke bottler, for example, you have a monopoly territory given to you by the Coca-Cola company. You will compete with a Pepsi bottler, but you will not compete with another Coke bottler, right? And the joke with the Coke bottlers was that as the owner was dying on his deathbed, he would call his kids. And as he's taking his last breaths, he would tell them, whatever you do, don't let them change the contract. And then he would die. Okay. And then when the kids are dying, they would tell their kids, whatever you do, don't let them change the contract. And then they would die. And because the bottom line was that they had it was great because they bought syrup concentrate from the Coca-Cola company, and Coca-Cola company made a good bit of money on this syrup concentrate. That's like a software business if you really think about it. But then they control the rest of it, right? The distribution and the pricing and all of that. And because of the brand, you're not going to buy Glot's Cola, and such. So you're going to do quite well with it. So I think the thing is that when you look at a business, it's a very wide spectrum of companies. Some businesses are in this very favored situation where the moat is wide and deep and can endure for a very long time, and it generates high returns on equity. And most of capitalism is not like that. Most of capitalism is dog eat dog. It's really tough. It's difficult. I mean, if I wanted to, for example, have the windows of my home cleaned, okay, I mean, I would go on Yelp and, have a few window guys give me quotes. I mean, they have to be very competitive. If they've got a really good reputation, they might be able to get a little bit of a premium for that, but it wouldn't be much. And so there are lots and lots of businesses, which is the bread and butter of capitalism, where you're just going to have to be amazing in execution and amazing at everything. Whereas a Coke bottler can be extremely poorly managed as long as the plant is running okay and you're not putting poison in the Coke bottles. Life is going to go on and it's going to do well. It may not be doing as well as it could do with great management, but it'll still do well. And in fact, I would guess that most Coke and Pepsi bottlers are undermanaged for that. In fact, one of the other things that comes up in capitalism is the businesses that need to be extremely well managed to survive do end up being well managed because otherwise they're gone. And the businesses that can, deal with a lot of slack and still stay alive, are generally going to have slack in them.